I don't have a long time. I'm actually gonna do a regular live maybe later on. Today's a good day for it because I'm definitely homebound. You know, I don't live in the tropics. I wish. But we are definitely in our rainy season. It's been raining a lot the last week or so, and today is no different. It's just raining a lot. So this is completely spontaneous, you guys, but just something that dropped in my head as I'm like picking up lunch for the kids because they're all home today with me. I'm getting them Chick-fil-A. I'm about to go pick myself up some wings because that's what I wanted. But nevertheless, um, I hope everybody's doing well. And I wanted to talk about in this live figuring out who the problem is. Okay, because it's obvious when we're in narcissistic abuse that, of course, the narcissist is ultimately the problem, you know, but we can be a part of the problem too. So on this channel, you guys, is really about empowering you and not, being passive in life. On this channel, we're not pointing the finger so much to others. It is what it is for what they did and the parts that they play in your life. But the problem is on your side as well. So the problem is letting the wrong people have access to you. Seriously. Letting the wrong people have access to you. And then whether it's letting a person have access to you, letting a person have too much access to you could be a thing as well. Placing people closer to you than they were meant to be, if they were meant to be in proximity to you at all. These are the problems, you guys. The problems of not seeing things for what they are, not reading the room, the problems of giving people too many chances, right? The problem of being too naive or not emotionally mature. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because if you want to come out here as an adult and get in the ring, with all the spiritual warfare going on, and you have a divine assignment that the Most High is preparing you for, there's also energies on assignment to counter that and to distract that, to stall that, to obliterate that, to still that. And you have to understand it. For me, less has become more, and I understand it more. Like, some of the most successful people, they have the tiniest of circles. They don't let people around them like that. And the older I get, I understand it very much. And then sometimes, especially, ooh, that was bad. Whatever, a little bit of a powell. And especially when you have things to do. When you have things to do. And you don't need to risk, or you have to be very careful about who you're letting into your life, who you're giving opportunities to, who can tap into your energy, what people know about what you have going on, all of this stuff. Because it can certainly become a problem. In my life, I've had many people come against me for their own weird reasons, and that's their problem, of course. But my goal, of course, is to always make sure it doesn't become my problem. Whatever energy they're stuck in is their problem and not mine. Even if it's in regards to me, meaning if they have a bone to pick with me, they want to keep my name in their mouth. That's still going to be their problem. And my life gets to operate independently of whatever else somebody else's problem is with me, or somebody else's whatever with me. I'm not participating in that, and that's a choice. So for me, it's about getting problems outside of my sphere and keeping it there. But you have to obviously be able to recognize it first and be willing to let that go and have that release as well. You know? And honestly, the bigger calling you have on your life, the lesser people you're going to be able to let close to you. That is the sacrifice. And if it is a thing where you're being told, hey, I want you to just focus on this right now and don't dwell with people so much, because they're just going to get in your way. They're just going to stall. They're just going to disrupt, you know. They're just going to try to be combative or, you know, come against you in any way that they can, because they're being used. And they're your enemy. But to know who an enemy is, baby, oh my gosh. Whew. Some people are married to their enemies, sleeping with their enemies. It's a real thing. It is a real thing. And to have your enemy be that, to have that type of close proximity to you, they can do a lot of damage. They can do a lot of damage. And that's why we have to be very careful. And, you know, when you know better, or when you've suffered enough and gone through enough, you will learn. You will learn to do better with picking people out. And as soon as you see that you need to move another way with them, then you'll do it. Now, why would you do this? Why would this person do what they just did? I have oncoming traffic. I have oncoming traffic. You need to back in. You need to back in. There's oncoming traffic. There's oncoming traffic. I'm not going to get in an accident. There's oncoming traffic. You could have waited. You could have waited. You didn't have to proceed. There's oncoming traffic. There's no traffic behind you. She wants me to back up with oncoming traffic behind me. You're in a parking lot with no one behind you. You back up and move out of the way. You back up and move. Okay? You back up. Not me. Ew. Wear little Newports. Disgusting. Well, I'm at my place to get my wings, you guys. I'm parked. Yeah. Her energy was so filthy. So filthy. Her aura was just so filthy. But I hope you guys are doing well, because the enemy is always active. And the world is probably at an all-time high of low vibrational people who are just completely miserable. But we're warriors, and that's their problem. And they're gonna have to be more miserable because they lose the battle when they deal with someone who knows better. Highly favored and covered on top of that, and you know better, they're losing that battle. But I'm gonna be coming back on here, like I said, to be doing a live later. So I'll talk to you guys then. And I don't know, can I? I haven't been live on my phone in so long. I don't even know how to edit things. I don't know. I'll put a title on here, I guess, after it uploads. Talk to you later. The people with my food is calling me. Everybody's in a rush to go nowhere. You're gonna get your money. Bye, you guys. Let me go get my food before it starts getting cold.